Well, looks like another hot day here. Portland, Oregon, west coast of North America. On a small blue, green, white, red planet. A dust speck. A dust speck. Flashing through the universe, just like us. Well, I had a poem ready, but I think it's the wrong one. I'm very. This is the one. And in this era of trying to have gender all fit together and be representative of everyone, this is not a poem that can be done with. And it comes on the heels of my having traveled and spent time with different groups of people, actually, individuals in different groups in Germany and then in Iceland. Both places I had some pretty deep encounters with people. So it's an old poem. Please listen. Please hear it for what it is. Take it out of its box. All the world's a stage.
Robert, are you recording?
No, should I? Tedious thing. Here we
Some
go.
folks are having a little trouble. You want to get closer to the mic?
Oh, God, there isn't enough sound. All right, Oh, I know what's happening. Here we go. How about that? Hello! Is that better? All right. I had my headphone turned up, so it seemed very loud. How is that okay now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can get close to the microphone. How about that? It's unhygienic, but it's there. How about that? Now I've totally ruined the mood. Oh well, it's still true. You ready? I really saw that people come and go. Again, people come and go. None of us are here for more than a dance or two. And we're lucky if we get two. All the world's a stage. And all the men and women are merely players. We have our exits and our entrances. And one person in their time plays many parts, the acts being 7 ages. At first the infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, and then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover sighing like a furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. And then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly with good capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big manly voice turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, that ends this strange eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. All of the world is a stage, and all of us are merely players. Oh, I didn't push the final button.
Recording in progress.
So many little doodads in life. Recording. I'm going to save this present moment so that I can enjoy it in a future present moment. And of course, if I'm enjoying this present moment in that present moment, what's happening to that present moment? So let's sit here, my friends. Let's set ourselves for the day. Let's set ourselves in this moment, here. We got out of bed this morning and the body felt a particular way. The mood was and is a particular way. We say to each other when we meet, "How are you?" We say to ourselves when we sit, "How am I?" What am I? What the heck is going on this morning, right now? And from a long time ago, we have the guidance of the Buddha. If we'd like to stabilize in the present moment, we can use the body, our most stable aspect. The contact with the chair, with the floor, how alive are the hands right now? How about the feet, toes? Of course, that's not the right question. We can never quite get the question right. Instead, we might say, let us inhabit the life which we take to be the face. Let mindfulness be present in breathing and out breathing. It's easy to make that into a construct too. And it's simple to just be present here with in-breathing and out-breathing. Of course, there may well be thoughts. Let's not make a problem of that. There are also comets and planets and seasons. We sit here right in the middle of this moment. There's just this. The mind may be calm and quiet, or it could be restless and agitated. It could be wonderfully silent, or filled with some uproar. It could be full of desire, wanting something or wanting something not, disliking something. The mood could be very hopeful and positive and faithful, or it could be depressed or dispirited or anxious or something. Consciousness could be crisply awake or quite dull and sleepy. along with mindfulness and concentration, we cultivate curiosity. What is going on? What is this thing we call this moment of my life? Seasons come and go. Days come and go. Being present comes and goes. The breath comes to the foreground and is very clear. The body is tangible. And then somehow we're lost in some thought, some fantasy, some fear, some excitement. And then awareness is present again. Nature itself unfolding right here. And we somehow support, encourage the awake end of things. Noticing the details of beginning, middle, and ending of a breath. there is an aspect of mindfulness practice that remembers. It remembers to remember. What am I doing? To what am I attending? It's mindfulness with clear comprehension. Comprehending what is my primary object? To what am I attending? Is it a worthy object? Is it worthy of my precious life energy? Does it lead in the direction of wisdom, love, and compassion? Is it a suitable and appropriate thing to be paying attention to right now? And so we have this opportunity. Breathing in, breathing out. Safe. The body parked somewhere where it's really okay to let the eyes close. Where it's okay to not be on guard. And to let oneself soften and open to what's true right now. How could it be that we are part of something so utterly magnificent? That we are part of each other. That we are manifestations of the living earth. And we forget. We get identified with, oh my, we get identified with our neurotic minds, with emotions. We fear each other. And so we sit quietly to reveal the conditioning so that we don't have to be it. And we can remind ourselves, I aspire to love and accept myself exactly as I am in this moment. What an aspiration that is. I aspire to accept this that I take to be me. And when we pause like this, various discomforts, various irritations will come forward. We'll notice them. I aspire, whenever I discover myself to be hurting emotionally, physically, I intend to hold myself in sweet compassion. It's really a restatement of the other statement. And of course, every other single other being on the earth is in a similar situation. So whenever I discover others behaving in the ways they do, that are not skillful, not loving, not helpful, I aspire to hold them too in sweet, kind compassion. I've been away. And when I'm away, the world I'm not in tends to disappear. And even at my best when I'm here, there's no way I can possibly keep up with everything that I juggle. Too much, too many commitments, too much. So I come home, and yesterday I cleaned my office. That was a good thing. I have plans for today. I hope I get to pursue some of them. One of them is I want to thank you, Jim, for being here in my life to begin with, but also for being here in these mornings, and also the other teachers for coming and keeping the Dharma campfire going. It's a lot to have a human life, isn't it? It's a lot to keep up with. Impossible for me. There are a couple of announcements. I promised myself I would do my best to remember. On Saturday night at 6, I think, there's a showing of Mission Joy, a video movie of Desmond Tutu and His Holiness the Dalai Lama in conversation. And it's being put on by the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, I guess, of PIMC. Please come. We have a board meeting tomorrow morning, and I'm going to lobby strongly. Multnomah County is on the low end of low for COVID. So I'm going to lobby that we can put aside the damn masks for a while and actually have coffee and tea together and begin to have some community life. Oh, thank you, David. Mission Joy information. Also on the chat, you will find, if you wish, a link to the video, to the slideshow I created from the Buddha Museum at Traben-Traubach, Germany, on the Mosel River. There is the best collection of Buddha statues and images I've ever seen. It's hands down the most exquisite. I've been places with more statues, like the National Museum in Delhi, but the variety, the artfulness, the different cultures. There was a fellow who, for reasons I don't remember, traveled in Asia and collected Buddha statues, and then came to his senses one time and created a museum and made them public, so one can go see them. And the slideshow really works. It's very nice. What else am I forgetting, Jim? Oh, Candle on Sunday night, 6 o'clock till 7:30. I am, again, forgetting the name of the person. Ooh, look at that. The person who is visiting, but she has a guest coming on Sunday night who is a great master of metta, of loving kindness meditation. It's a woman who lives in, she's a renunciate, I think, and she lives in Burma.
It may have been last night, Robert.
Was it? Shit, you're right. There you have it. An example of the way things fall through the cracks.
And it was awesome.
Oh, good. Great. It was probably recorded. How funny. All right. At least I'm not forgetting to breathe. So I think with that, I'm going to invite anything you would care to share about the 10,000 joys and 10,000 sorrows. And also if you have any questions you want to ask. There was some humor between Frank and myself. Frank later, who was my host. And it got so that he was saying the same thing back at me. But I was, I lived in Europe a long time ago, 50 years ago. And it's very familiar. It's clearly Europe. The houses look a certain way, a certain part of Europe. The houses look a certain way. There are geraniums in flower boxes. I mean, that's kind of symptomatic. But I kept having this realization. It happens here too, for that matter, but real people live here. This is where people live out their lives. This front door is someone's front door. There was we had dinner one night. He lives in a little town called Hofheim, which is a little city. It's about 8 kilometers west of Frankfurt. And it's a lovely several hundred-year-old town. And it's illegal to tear down any of the old buildings, any of the original buildings. And so people have done an amazing job of converting them into artistic little boutiques and things, and coffee shops. We had dinner at a Greek restaurant on an alleyway, sort of, and across the alley there was I have pictures, but I'm not going to try to get them. There was an old structure, several hundred years old, with the wood, there's the perpendicular beams, and then there's beams that go across, and then they're stuffed. Originally, they were stuffed with mud and sticks and straw. And there was a place where time had revealed. There was one place about this big, that was stucco. And then behind the stucco, there was a layer of something else. And then the next panel was that layer had been pulled away. And we were looking at the sticks and the cob that the original builders had put in there hundreds of years ago. And it's all, I've got it all in one picture. And I was deeply moved by it with, and it still exists because of the incredible expense. You're not allowed to tear it down. But if you rebuild, you have to maintain the original appearance. And so it's hugely expensive to do it. But I had this sense that I was looking back in time. And the people who made that wall were real. I mean, they were as real as I am. And they're long gone. They're how many generations ago? They're ancient history, really. And somehow I kept finding that very moving. We did some driving. We drove over to the Mosel River and spent a night there, and we also drove up north for a couple hours. And everywhere I looked, there were people living their lives. And each one of them has a whole story. Oh, we visited, I can't remember the name of the dam. It's one of the dams I remember watching. There's a movie about the British learned how to bounce bombs on the water, and they would bounce them along, and then they would hit the wall of the dam and then drop and then blow up the dam, and we visited that dam, which sadly has a river coming to it which is almost empty, beyond historically low. And walking on the dam were the parents and children, and I kept seeing them all as all the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. That's us, isn't it? It's us, and today we have today, right now. Frank started making fun of me. We'd go past a home or something. He'd say, real people live in there. Real people. And each one of them has this whole story. Poof. So I'll be quiet again, or try.
Thank you, Robert, for that memory of Europe. But what occurred to me was in each of these little squares I'm looking at, there's a real person. With
Absolutely.
story.
With a real story. Well, with a story. Yeah, it's over. It's stunning, isn't it? Ah. I found this. I'm going to share it. So this is the old building, unoccupied. The doors are sagging. And over here are the panels I'm going to show you next. Here's the old, this is 300-400-year-old straw and mud and sticks. Here's a close-up of it. And here, at some point, they put bricks in. 100 years ago? Don't know. And here's stucco, I think, over the bricks. And here's the bricks, and here's the cob. Come on now. Here's a close-up of the cup. Someone's hands wove this. Here's a little feather that is there today. And this is the door falling down. It's amazing to me.
Robert. Hi to
Hello,
everyone.
B.
Hi. I really appreciated seeing that photograph and hearing you talk about this idea of real people and real people in the past. I have that thought too. I just wanted to say, yeah, it's so interesting that we still can't help but somehow see ourselves as more permanent, or just ourselves.
We are, aren't
We
we?
just, at least, yeah, I think we are. And, more enduring. Even when we look, for me, when I look at those photos, I can't break that thought. I don't know if others feel that way or not, but it's a good thing to reflect on. Thanks.
Yeah. Sabe Sankara Anicham. All conditioned phenomena are impermanent. Why do those Buddhists harp on about that? Achan Buddha Dasa died maybe 40 years ago, 30 years ago maybe, said, "The truth of impermanence blazes at us with the brilliance of a million suns. It's a miracle that we don't see it." Right. Constantly. There's Tim.
Just have been realizing that experiencing maybe this in a little more raw form than usual lately due to a combination of medical things and stuff that's gone on in my life that I won't go into. But I think one of the reasons why we don't realize this, it seems to me that we don't realize this more clearly sometimes, is that it's so painful to be so naked, to be so raw, that we can only take a little bit at a time. At least that's my experience. I can take this.
Yeah.
The feeling that goes along with all these people are real, and their impermanence and what that implies. I can take a little bit of that, and then I can't take it anymore. I have a friend that makes me think of Jimmy Boyer, who was a wonderful musician, and he was neither a skillful singer nor a skillful guitarist or skillful in any of the things that make technically a musician. What he had was the ability to be more naked and raw and real on stage than anybody I ever met before. And as a consequence, he was even now, is years after his death, deeply loved by many people. We celebrate his birthday every year. He died young. He was an alcoholic and a heroin addict. And I think he was too naked. It was too naked. It was too raw. And he managed to limp through his life with heroin and alcohol and died at the age of 49 or 48 or something like that.
Wow. Jimmy
But he
Boyer.
was so naked. Jimmy Boyer. If you ever get a chance to check his stuff out. But at any rate, I think that's part of it. It's, to me anyway, when I can get in touch with that, I can only, it's like a fire. I can put my hand on it for a minute, but I can't keep it there too long. And I can't. I'm just a man. I'm just a human. I guess maybe what we do is we make ourselves tougher and stronger.
Well, or we cultivate the 7 enlightenment factors. We cultivate concentration and mindfulness,
Yes.
and perseverance, and we discover that we can actually bear more and more and more than we ever dreamed.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
What's his best song?
Oh my God.
Pack My Suitcase.
I'm sorry?
Pack My Suitcase. Ruthie's Moan.
Oh, they're all beautiful songs. A lot of them are junkie war story songs, and there's some of them are real touching. Another Night is one that's really touching, and it's a junkie war story. He was a heroin addict, teenager, a young person, and it's from that period of time. Ruthie's Moan is a beautiful song. All these songs are wonderful.
Jimmy Boyer music moments.
Sure. Anything he did on the live stuff. He was the leader of a band called the Freak Mountain Ramblers, and their stuff when he was around.
Well, I'm not finding it right now, so I'll come back.
Robert, I just posted a track of his in the chat.
Oh, you did. You're so amazing. I wish I could. Oh, hang on. Oh no, I can't. Can you text it to me, please? Jimmy Boyer. I love having you as my tech backup person. All right. Did you send it? Dave Mayer, here it is. All right. SoundCloud. All right. Let's see. Can I play something? Here's SoundCloud. What do I do? Mississippi Bound? Yep.
Not one of his better ones, but it's okay. Yeah, it's good.
Sing to me. station.